shops at Liberty Place to my left, and this CQ Hotel, Club Quarters Hotel to the right. Putt Shack. There used to be like 5 stores here where Putt Shack is now. Oh my god, yeah, they have awnings for the entire block, 1600 block of Chestnut, from 16th to 17th. Used to be J. Crew, Express, and a few other stores. Ruby Tuesdays was in there. So, okay, Putt Shack, whatever that means. Yeah. Wondering, I know they're in other cities. I saw another YouTuber, Jeb Brooks, and he and his wife went up to Boston, and they went to a Putt Shack there. So Boston had the Putt Shack. Those sconces are in like a thing, and it looks like a cobra, you know, like a snake, or like an Egyptian King Tut. But everything's about the snake this year. It's Chinese New Year, and Trump kept talking about that snake parable. Oh, the woman took care of the snake, even though he was a snake, and she got bit in the end. And I can't stand that parable, because it's like, oh, so we're not supposed to take care of anyone at all? Because I haven't met anyone who isn't a snake. So anyway, that's on a lighter matter. Here's JD. So it could be JD Vance, the vice president, or if you were to look into things very deeply, or there's Juris Doctor, which Kamala had a Juris Doctor, which is a lawyer. She had a law degree, and she was vice president before her throwing her hat into the ring for presidency. Five Guys, Five Below, Giovanni's, Fabio's, Foot Locker. Coincidence? A lot of F's. G, F's, FG. F and G's on this block. Right. Wendy's, Dunkin' Donuts, and Wells Fargo. So we have W's and D's here. WD-40. Just saw another YouTuber who reminded me, and this is Best Life and Beyond, and she picked up WD-40, and she's like, remember in the Truman Show when they, you know, people had to act like everything was an ad? WD-40, get your WD-40, you know. You're like hanging out with someone and all of a sudden they pull out a product and they try to do a product placement plug for it. Interestingly, my mom and maybe my Aunt Jane, when they were living in Gainesville, Florida, they both kept thinking that they needed to buy WD-40, but there were still a few cans in, which way are we going? There were still a few cans in the like laundry room, which was out on the patio kind of thing. And it's like, you already have 6 cans. I mean, they were older, but still, someone needed them to buy WD-40 just to get rid of inventory or to send a message. And they forgot that they had plenty of WD-40 that was still good. It's not like they didn't throw out the cans, you know. We're going this way. WD-40, there you have it. And my scenario seemed like the Truman Show at times when it began in 2011. I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment here up in Philadelphia, 66 South 19th Street. I call apartment 1F right in the front there where the bike stands are if you ever visit. It's been changed, so if you go online, they show a more modern apartment. Monday of January 2011, when I was made to believe I would be murdered, I was terrified. We sounded like the Idaho 4 girl and worse on the phone. If you've heard the 911 call, that was basically how I sounded, but even worse. I believed it was the last night of my life. And if that weren't enough, harassment began, but in weird ways. Like, they can go up into the sky and create a Puppet Master movie. I'm so not kidding. I am so not kidding. But part of my experience, because what happened was, as a result, and my brain was fed a lot of things, like, but you know, what are you going to do with this scenario? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with this? One of the things I did was I called 1 million people who just happened to be like on my contact list. You know, most of them I didn't know that well. Some of them I did just because I volunteered and I was in a running group and a dragon boat racing. But I would call a few people and they would behave just as if we were in the Truman Show. And one of the things